Okay, this is the 4-3 practice problems video. I'm going to be doing the practice problems at the end of section 4-3. They are in your workbook. Feel free to follow along. All right, we're going to start on page 235. No, I don't care if there's words on me. All right, these are fairly straightforward. These first ones here, write an equation of a line in slope-intercept form with the given slope and y-intercept. All you've got to do here is keep in mind that slope-intercept form is always got a y first, equals, and then the slope number goes here, and then you write an x, and then the y-intercept is plus or minus some number. Okay, so for example, on number 1, you always start with the y. The slope is 5, so you put 5x, and the y-intercept is -3, so you put -3. Okay. Here, y equals -2x. This is your slope number, and your y-intercept, this is a +7, so we put +7. Okay. This one is y equals -6x minus 2. Slope number goes here, y-intercept goes here. Y equals 7x plus 1. It's a +1, +7. All right, see how easy these are? You can knock these out real quick. Y equals, slope is 3, +2 plus 2. Y equals slope x, y-intercept. Y equals, the slope is 1, so in this case you're just going to put an x. You don't put the 1 there because reveal will choke on it. And the y-intercept is -12, so you put -12. Now here, this one's interesting. The slope is 0, so we would have y equals 0x plus 8. Okay, what happens when you multiply 0 times x? It goes away. So the equation of this line is y equals 8, okay? This is a horizontal line at the point where y equals 8. It'd be like right here, okay? Don't put 0x, because any unnecessary information in your equation, reveal will have a fit. Okay, these are linear equations, but they're not in slope-intercept form. You have to fix them. Keep in mind that perfect slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, all right? So we're always trying to get y by itself on the left, all right? In this equation, the y is on the left, but we need to get rid of this -10. So the first thing we're going to do is add 10x to both sides. That's going to give us 2y on the left, and then put the x term just to the right of the equal sign. So we're going to put the 10x here. And then this is a +12, so we go +12. Now our last step to get y by itself, because it has to be just plain old 1y, not 2y, we're going to have to divide every term in the equation by 2. Divide by 2, divide by 2. Now I have plain old y. 10 divided by 2 is 5x, and 12 divided by 2 is +6. So this is what you would type in the answer box on reveal. Here, the y is on the left, but there's also an x term on the left, which we don't want. So we're going to subtract 12x from both sides to get rid of it. That will give me 4y equals -12x plus 16. Remember, you always put the x term first and the y-intercept second. Last step then would be to divide each term by 4 to get y by itself. Y equals, okay, -12 divided by 4 is -3, so we're going to have -3x, and 16 divided by 4 is +4. So that is what you would type in the answer box in reveal. Okay. The last one on this page, we need to get rid of this x term, so we can do that by adding 5x to both sides. That gives us 15x equals 5x minus 30. Okay, the x term comes first, the y-intercept is last. Last step then will be to divide each term by 15. Okay, these cancel, leaving us with just y. But what is the slope going to look like here? You don't want the x to be globbed in with the number. You want it to be to the right of the number. So this is really 5/15 times x. All right, so it's really 5/15 x. What does 5/15 reduce to? Well, if you divide the top and bottom by 5, it reduces to 1/3. So the slope is 1/3, and then the x. -30 divided by 15, yes, it's a -30, divided by 15 is -2. So this is how you would type it in your answer. If you do it like this, which is mathematically equivalent, but Reveal is not going to have that as an answer option. They're going to want the slope first, just like it is in the equation, and the x second. Okay, so don't use that. Use this. All right, number 12. Let me move these over a little bit. I got a little bit more room over here. Okay. For number 12, let's see. Here's my y term. So I want to get rid of this 6x. So I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides. That will give me a -3y. Yes, it's a -3y because this was minus, and the sign in front of the number goes with the number. Equals, your x term should be first, and your y-intercept last. All right? Now we need to have this just be plain old y, so we're going to divide everything by -3. These will cancel, leaving me just y on the left like I want. -6 divided by -3 is +2, so that's +2x, and -18 divided by -3 is +6. So that would be the answer you would type in the answer document. Again, we need to get the x on the other side, so we're going to add 2x to both sides. That gives us -8y on the left, +2x plus 24 on the right. We need to get y completely alone, so we're going to divide each term by -8. These cancel, leaving us with y equals. Now let's look at this fraction. We have -2/8 or 2/8. Regardless, the fraction itself is negative. All right, it's a nice negative slope. It's a downhill. 2/8 reduces to 1/4. So we have -1/4 is the slope, x, and then 24 divided by -8 is going to be a -3. Okay. Now, when you're writing slope, you have some options here. You can write negative and then have the 1/4 like this. This is probably the more common way. But when we go to use slope-intercept form to graph a line, you will have to then assign the negative either to the top or to the bottom. But there can be only one negative. Otherwise, it would be negative/negative, and it would be a positive slope. So you can only have one negative, and you have to assign it to either the top or the bottom. Or you can put it out in front when you're entering it in Reveal. Okay. Alrighty, let's get rid of this x term. We'll add 4x to both sides. And that will give us -10y equals 4x minus 7. Dividing each term by -10 gives us a little bit of a messy answer, doesn't it? But in algebra, sometimes things get messy. All right, so we have basically a -4/10, which reduces to 2/5. So you would have a -2/5 slope with the x, and then a negative over a negative gives us a positive, but 7/10 does not reduce. And we don't change these things to fraction or to decimals, just leave it in fraction form. Okay? That would be a little tricky one to graph there. Yeah, it would. Okay, I included the word problems in the video, but I did not include them in the practice or the quiz, all right? But I do want to show you how you would set these up. Wade's grandmother gave him $100 for his birthday. Wade wants to save his money to buy a portable game console. Each month, he adds $25 to his savings. Write an equation in slope-intercept form to represent Wade's savings, y, after x months. So you put the y first. Now, x is how many months? How much is he saving a month? He's saving a positive $25 each month. What did he start with? What was his y-intercept? What was his original value? 100. Okay. Fitness classes. Toshelle wants to take strength training classes at the community center. She has to pay a one-time enrollment fee of $25 to join the center and $45 for each class she wants to take. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for the cost of taking X classes. Well, she has to pay $45 for each class. So we multiply $45 times the number of classes. Plus she had to pay an original enrollment fee, okay, which is our Y-intercept, our initial value. Sometimes they'll call it that. Macario works part-time at a clothing store in the mall. He is paid $9 per hour plus 12% commission on the items he sells in the store. Write an equation in slope-intercept form to represent Macario's hourly wage, Y. So this is his total wage, okay, per hour. And he gets $9 per hour plus a 12% commission on items he sells. We're going to write 12% in a decimal format. And that's the X represents how many things he sells. And he also gets the $9. So for every hour, he gets $9 plus 12% of anything he sells. Okay. This one, I'm just not doing this one. There's all kinds of BTUs and quadrillions, and I'm not doing the word problems anyway. Not today, Satan. All right. Now, this is graph a linear function with the given slope and y-intercept, okay? So if the y-intercept is 8, the first thing you want to do is put your starting point on the y-intercept. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I hope I counted that right. You put your starting point there. From there, you use the slope to find another point, okay? A slope is a rise over a run. Okay, so when they give us a slope of 5, you can also write it as 5 over 1. Because the 5 is positive, that means you're going up. If it were negative, you'd be going down. That's how positive slope results in an uphill and negative slope results in a downhill, all right? Run is also positive, so that means right. If you can't remember that, think about it. Aren't all the positive numbers to the right? Aren't all the positive numbers up? Up and right are always positive. Down and left are always negative. But this is a positive slope. We expect it to go up and right, all right? But right away, we're faced with a problem. In order for me to find the next point, I have to go up 5 and right 1, but it takes me right off the graph. And that's a problem. Well, what other slope is equal to a positive 5 over a positive 1? Well, I'll tell you. Isn't a negative over a negative also positive? It is, okay? So when you're faced with this dilemma where your slope is going to take you off the graph, you always have a backup plan, all right? This is a negative 5 on top, so this means you're going to go down 5. This is a negative 1 on bottom, so you're going to go left 1. So from this point, you're going to travel, and not from the origin. Don't start at the origin. Kids like to do that. You start at your starting point, all right? Go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, left 1. Now, if you don't believe me that this would have worked, if you had gone up 5, right 1, wouldn't it have been like somewhere like here? It's on the same line. There I go, trying to draw lines again. It's on the same line, but we went down and left instead of up and right. Okay, because that's where we had graph. And it's going to happen to us a couple times, so I'll show you what to do. We've always got to have the ability to punt when we get stuck into a spot here. Okay, again, we're stuck because here we have a slope-intercept of 10. That's your starting point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Woo, doggies all the way up there. Okay. And our slope is 3, positive 3. So that's a positive 3 over a positive 1, which means up 3, right 1. But we can't go up 3 and right 1 from here. So we punt. All right. Our backup plan is to do negative 3 over negative 1, which is down 3. Remember, the top number is always your up and down number, your rise. And the bottom number is always left or right? Left. From here, you're going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3. Left 1. And you can do this repeatedly too. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. It also really helps to go multiple times if you're trying to find a point of intersection between two lines or an intercept, a X or Y intercept. It helps to keep going with it. All right, helps keep your line nice and straight. I love this. It's one of my favorite things. Okay, so our Y-intercept is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right here. Oh, come on, write for me. Our slope is -4. All right, so it would be -4 over +1. Our other option would be +4 over -1. Both of these result in negative slopes. We know that the line going through here is going to be a nice negative, okay? So it's going to be a downhill. So we're expecting to go that way. This one here, the top number is up or down. Negative is down, positive is up. The bottom number tells you left or right. Positive is right, negative is left. Okay, we can graph both of these. We can go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1, put a point here. Or from here we could have gone up 4, left 1. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, left 1. Either way, we're on the same line. Imagine that's a line. That's terrible. Oh my. Okay, so there you have it. Now, I assume on McGraw-Hill, they're going to give you graphs, and you're just going to pick the right one. You're not actually going to have to graph it. Slope-intercept of a Y-intercept of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a slope of -2. So that's -2 over +1 or +2 over -1. The top number is up or down. Negative is down, positive is up. The bottom number is left or right. Positive is right, negative is left. Okay, so from this point, we can go down to right 1, down 2, right 1, or we could go up to left 1 from the starting point, up to left 1. And then that's bad. We get our line. Now you'll see both of these had negative slopes. And like Slope Dude says, this is a nice negative. This is a nice negative. One way to always check yourself is to remember Slope Dude. If he said it was a nice negative, it better be going downhill from left to right. If he said it was a puff puff positive, it better be going uphill from left to right. Okay. All right, now they're going to give you functions that are not in slope-intercept form, and they want you to graph them, okay? Starting with this one, we want to have y by itself, so we're going to have to put it in slope-intercept form. We're going to subtract 5x from both sides, which gives me 2y equals -5x plus 8. My last step then is to divide each term by 2, which gives me y equals -5/2 x plus 4. Okay, so our slope is -5/2 or +5 over -2. Okay, it's your choice. Our y-intercept is +4. So this is graphing just like we did before. We're going to put our starting point at y is 4, and then we're going to use our slope to find another point. Okay, -5 means down 5, +5 means up 5. +2 means right 2, -2 means left 2. All right, from here, if I use that first one, I would go down 5 and right 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 2. If I use the other slope, this is up 5, left 2. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, left 2. And if I could draw a straight line, this would be a beauty. It's not straight. It's very curvy. All right, my nose is itchy today. And that's what they're going to want you to do. So I'm sure they'll already have the graph for you, but you're going to have to put it in slope-intercept form to figure out which graph is correct. okay? And I'm just going to refresh this and use this same graph for the next one. Here, okay. Again, we need to get rid of the x term by moving it to the right-hand side of the equation, which gives me 9y equals negative 4x plus 27. Divide each term by 9. And we get y equals negative 4/9 x plus 3. Okay? So our slope is negative 4/9, or it could be positive 4 over negative 9. And our y-intercept is plus 3. So we put our starting point on the y-intercept right there at 3. If it were a negative 3, we'd start down here. We haven't had any of those yet, have we? We haven't had any where we had to start on a negative y. And then we use our slopes. This is down, this is up, this is right, this is left. Okay? So using the first one, I would go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I use the other slope, I would go up 4, left 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have no hope of being able to draw this line. Absolutely no hope of being able to draw anything resembling a straight line. So we have that one. Okay. And this last one is an oddity. Y equals 7. Remember, when you have just one letter or the other, it's either horizontal or vertical. Where is y 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right here. Where else is y 7? Well, this would be 1, 7. This would be 2, 7, 3, 7, negative 1, 7. Y is 7 all along this horizontal line. So that's what you're looking for there. Okay. All righty. We have y equals negative 2/3. Well, it'd be like here, I'm estimating. Like I said, you're probably just going to have to pick out the graph. Horizontal line at y equals negative 2/3. All right, this one only has a y, but we need it to be alone on the left. First thing you could do is you could just flip this thing. Just completely flip it over. You can do that as long as you take everything on the left and everything on the right and completely flip it. That's legit. You can do that. The next thing we need to do then is divide both sides by 7, and we would get y is 3. All right. Where is y 3? Right here. Horizontal line at 3. And I think this might be my last example. I think you might almost be done listening to me ramble on. All right. We have y on the left, but we also have this negative 6 that we can't have. So let's add 6 to both sides. That gives us 3y equals 2x plus 6. Divide each term by 3. And that gives us y equals 2/3 is our slope, x, and 6 divided by 3 is 2, positive 2. So for our graph, we start with our y-intercept of positive 2. And now we have a positive 2/3 slope. Both of these are positive. This one is up, this one is right. If we needed to, which we don't, but if we needed to, we could go with negative over a negative. That would be down 2 and left 3. Either one of these is legit and will work. From here, using the positive over a positive, we go up 2, right 3. Or if we had needed to, we could have gone down 2 and left 3. And, I think that's my best line so far. That's almost a decent line. Almost. Very close. Very close. All right. I think that's it, actually. I don't think there's any more. No, that's it. Okay. So, hey, the practice is on McGraw-Hill. As usual, half of the problems I just did are on the practice. The other half are on the quiz. All right, we're going to do the practice today and the quiz tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching the video. Remember, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I will give you 1 free week of Alex. All right, so make sure you do that. Love you guys, and we'll see you in class.